Welcome to the TAE Aerospace Ipswich Jets vlog, proudly brought to you with thanks to the Ipswich Jets Leagues Club, the heart of our community and a huge supporter of the Ipswich Jets and Rugby League community. Today's a little bit different to other weeks as we're catching up with the man leading the charge this year, our newish head coach, Ingrebigsten, as he shares his vision for the club and what he's got ahead for the Jets. But for episode 1, we're also lucky to also be joined by our captain, Lenehan, Jets number 598, who's back in the green and white this year, ready to lead from the front. So normally we'll get right into a review and a preview of the football, but to get us away from the banks of the Bremer, we want to talk about the season ahead, the players to watch, what's changed, and of course how we plan to put the Jets where they belong in finals contention. So who better than these two men to do that with? And good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Blake, you've got a big birthday coming up. You're turning 27. You've been playing club football since 2019. So do you feel like a veteran, or are you still claiming to be one of the young men in the team?
Sort of middle of the pack. One of the older heads, but not as old as Paddy Vive and John O'Ruben. But nah, I've still got heaps to learn, so I don't really want to claim that veteran card. But
okay,
yeah, probably middle.
And over that period of time, obviously you played through a one-game season at COVID season. How's that competition changed that you've seen it over that 6-7 years?
Massively. I think the talent and the sort of calibre of players that are playing in the competition from then to now is huge. I think the whole probably comps evolved, and then the addition of BMD, the women's and everything like that, it's all grown so much. But yeah, there's been a massive change from then to now.
Okay. Obviously you were born in Ipswich. How much does it mean, first of all, to come back and wear the green and white, but also, to captain your hometown team?
Yeah, it's huge. So I said to Tybo and to Triggs the other day, I think just first of all getting me back home and back playing in the green and white, and where I'm comfortable playing my footy and where it all started out is huge. But just to be captain with Gronk and Ollie is pretty big, and it's a huge honour just to pull that green and white on every week and know that you're going to go out there and lead the boys, and we've got a job to do, and have the likes of Danny Coburn, Natty Neal, and blokes like that you can look up to. And I got lucky enough to play with Natty and learn a lot off him, so yeah, it's good, and still bounce off him when I don't know stuff or I need to learn. And yeah, I think it'll be a good experience, and just keen to rip in.
I think you've got some great mentors in that list of names, mate, just build up. Ty, over to you. Ipswich obviously has a strong rugby league identity. How do you plan to harness that and make the Jets a real force in the competition again?
Yeah, I think bringing blokes like Blake and stuff that understand the lay of the land around here, and they're locals and grew up around here, and it was a real thing that we looked at with our recruitment strategy this year, was about making sure that people have an attachment to the area we tried to bring back. Makes it more interesting for blokes that are coming and watching the game that are local Ipswich people when they're familiar with people wearing the jersey, and it's something that we really worked hard on. And then obviously the things we're doing at the moment with Blakey Mara and stuff through our juniors, we want to make sure that we work hard through our juniors, so in the years to come we have more people like Blake, local juniors, pushing through from Cyril Connell, Mel Meninga, and then to play Queensland Cup.
Mate, we obviously, you've been through and coached our 19s, but focusing on our Host Bus Cup side, we've missed out in finals in recent years. What are you doing to change that around this year? What are you putting in place to try and get us into finals contention for September football?
Yeah, I think we had to get a few experienced guys, and blokes like Blakey that are close to 100 games, and we got blokes like Jonathan Rubin and stuff like that who have got those 100 games. Julian Christian, another former Jet that's come back. We probably missed that last year when I took over mid-season. I realised that was probably an element that we didn't have in the team was experience at this level. And that's something that we really wanted to make sure that we worked hard in getting. So having that experience now with these young quality players definitely balances it out at training, so it makes our job easier. So the way our squad's more structured now in the sense of mature age players and young players. I think that helps a lot with on-field performances. So, yeah, we're looking forward to this year.
Blake, you know, what is the feeling within the playing group? Like, obviously, you've been involved in a lot of systems, you know, through obviously the Walkers and Kieran and Ben Cross. So you're in Ty's squad now. So what's the feeling within the training group, and you know, what are you seeing on how the squad's responded to Ty's coaching?
Probably one of the most different pre-seasons I've done, just in the way we've had to do things with the weather, the end of last year and whatnot. But everyone's bought into it, and the recruiting that Ty and Triggs have done, just the guys they've brought in are really good blokes, so they buy into anything and everything that they can. It's been a pretty big culture change from last time I was here, just in terms of the way things run and the types of boys. But yeah, whatever is happening, everyone's buying in, and it just makes it enjoyable to rock up to training. You know that you're going to get 110% out of everyone, and by the end of it, you're going to feel like you've accomplished something.
So, obviously defence has been a key focus over the years with the Host Plus Cup teams. So what's your approach been in improving the Jets' defensive structure this year?
Yeah, so the way we coach is a little bit different. We've been able to bring Dad on as an assistant this year, so I take more of a control in the attack, and Triggs takes more of control in the defence, and then we kind of cross paths when we need to. But I know that the boys have been working really, really hard defensively, and we want to be nice and strong and resilient. And I know the way Triggs has worked this pre-season, that they've been very physical throughout the pre-season. So I think they're game ready to make sure that we're not leaking as many points as previous years, and that's probably been one of our main things, is making sure that our defence is right, because especially these early rounds, everyone's going to be clunky throughout the competition, so defence is going to be paramount to winning games.
And as you know, man, obviously, you know, in the past the Jets have been, you know, highlighted having a unique kind of attacking style and expansive style of football. So how do you balance up that desire for that expansive football whilst also managing to control in those key moments?
Yeah, I think it's a big one. That's always the hardest one, is making sure that you've got game management, and then also making sure that you're giving players an opportunity to play what's in front of them, and sometimes go off the script and have the ability to go back on the script when needed. And I feel that the kind of guys that we've recruited can play that style of footy that I'm looking for. And I think that was one of the main things when I was talking to blokes like Julian Christian and Jonathan Rubin and blokes, so that they come up with points. They're try scorers, or they make things happen. And then on the other side of that, we've got some blokes that can game manage and stuff like that. So again, it might take a while early rounds to get that nucleus coming together, and blokes getting an understanding of each other. But by mid-season, hopefully it all clicks together.
Okay. So Blake, to you, with all the guys that you've trained with in the pre-season, who's most impressed you, and why?
Decky Hayden, just young bloke, come from Norse. He's just been ripping in, and just watching him through the whole pre-season, he's gone really well. And then in the trial games, it just surprised me with his chat and how well he played. And probably not the biggest body, but he did his job when he needed to in attack, and it was pretty easy just having him at the back telling us where to go when we're running back in defence, and he looked good in attack. And yeah, I think he's just excelled really well from day one in pre-season.
And I mean, from your experience across the competition, there's been a lot of changes of personnel across the teams. Who do you see this year as some of the biggest threats that maybe not your typical ones? Who do you see as a dark horse in the 2025 season?
I think you've got your usuals like Burley and probably East, Sunny Coast, just sort of ones that get their feeder boys back. But I think Tweed should be relatively strong. South Logan as well. They look like they've recruited pretty well in the off-season, but yeah, none of that really bothers me too much when I know the team that we've got and what we can produce. So yeah, I'm just keen to go out there, and whoever we verse, I know that we're going to do a job.
Tied to you, I mean, you touched on it a bit earlier. Obviously, you had a massive recruitment drive in the off-season. Other than the obvious skill and expertise and positions that you're looking for, What is it that's made this group of guys so special? I think there's been a lot of conversation around this group of team that this roster you've brought together. Just seem to have that very different culture, a different approach. What is it that you've been looking for in that recruitment process to ensure that is a key priority?
Yeah, I think Blakey touched on it before. I think good people. We've thrown up a lot of things and we've done some tough things over the pre-season. We had a pretty hard camp, and some of the training sessions that we've done with our S&C, Aaron Wheeler, have been nice and tough, and no one's ever shirked it or complained about anything. Everyone's just got on with the job, and it goes to show the group that we've got, and like Blakey said before, they're all buying in, and that's one of the biggest things that you need when you're trying to create a team culture, and you need blokes that are willing to buy in and believe in what you're doing, and we're very fortunate that the guys that we have recruited have brought in, and so it is exciting.
And why did you choose Blake as one of those co-captains for this year? Why Blake?
Yeah, I think Blake's leadership qualities now, like you said, he's in that mature age bracket now, where he's not the oldest bloke in the side, but he's also not the youngest. He's in that real sweet spot that it's probably the next step in his career, coming home and captain his hometown, and he'll be co-captaining with Brett Grenke, who's another Ipswich kid, and it's great to have two Ipswich blokes leading the club this year, which is probably something that we haven't had for a while. But I just think Blake's probably at that time now in his career where I've seen traits throughout training where he can pull the boys up, have a chat when the coach and staff's not around and the players listen. And that's one of the biggest things. It's not just about what we think as coaches, but if the players believe in the bloke that's leading them, then he's the right man for the job.
And Blake, I should say, first of all, on behalf of the club, congratulations. But you listed earlier, a few of those key leaders in the club. How do you want to be remembered as a captain?
Just someone that's willing to work hard, and every time I pulled on that jersey, I know you remembered that I was out there. And probably for the next sort of generation that come through, they can probably talk like I talk about Natty and Danny and likes like Tyson Lefebvre and players like that I held a standard that's what someone wants to play like or they want to be. So.
Yeah. And a couple of final questions, Ty, just firstly to you. I think I remember fondly last year you quoted every single stat of how many weeks we've done this, how many hours it's been since we've done that. So I pulled up one stat of my own that we've had to go back to the 5th of March 2017 when we beat Tweed 34-6 for the last time we won in round one. So, as I said, you're one for breaking and resetting stats. So what makes this year the year you think you'll cut away with 1-0 after the first game?
Yeah, I think it's probably an important stat too, that we get off on the right foot and we start well, and it's something that me and the coaching staff have spoke about over the last couple of weeks leading in now, how important it is to start well, and we know we're playing Townsville, who are really strong and they've recruited really well this year, but 2017, it's a long time, and I think it's just important to the town that if we can get off, start well, especially at home this weekend, it gives them something to look forward to. 8 years since a win in round one, it's quite some time. So yeah, it is important, and I believe that we've got the playing group to do that. I think that we've worked hard enough throughout this pre-season that we can hit the ground running in the right direction.
And a couple of closing remarks, first of all, Ty, for you. I mean, I know that you very much understand and appreciate the sponsors and how they get behind the team and have done for many, many years. What's the message that you want to convey to them about, your thanks to them for supporting you and your journey and the team and going into 2025?
Yeah, I think it's really important, and I always made a note of it last year when I took over mid-season about trusting what we're doing, and the tide will turn, and I felt like towards the end of the year we started to get some results there that it made people proud to sponsor the Ipswich Jets. It made people proud to come and watch the Ipswich Jets. It made people's kids proud to be an Ipswich Jets junior coming through our system. So I guess for the sponsors and stuff like that, continue to show up this year, and hopefully we believe that we're doing everything right to be giving them something to be proud of.
Thank you. And Blake, last word to you. Similarly to, obviously, again, as I said, we've been a few years out of finals contention. This year is going to be a different year. What's your message to the fans, supporters and community of Ipswich about what you want to convey as a message to them for 2025?
Just keep showing up and prepare to be excited with the footy that we're going to throw out. 10 years on from the grand final win and the national final win, I think you're still going to see a bit of footy played like that this year with the likes of Jono Rubin and Julian and Matty Lyons. They're pretty special in the type of footy that they play, so I reckon it could be a bit of 2015-esque about it with the way that we play, but when it does get tough, we're going to roll our sleeves up and just do the little things right, so just keep showing up.
Now, before I let you go, obviously we're at the Jets Leagues Club, massive supporter of ours. I know you like coming here for a feed, mate, so what are one of the feeds that you're looking forward to enjoying here at the Leagues Club?
Pesto marinated lamb drum steaks, I think.
Mate, that sounds fantastic. And Ty, I know you like coming over here and enjoying a Wednesday night meal, so what is it you look forward to?
Yeah, straight after training on Wednesday night, the Wednesday night the roast special, it's great, and a few of the boys like to come over after training. I know Blakey's a fan of the Wednesday night roast special as well, so definitely that one.
Awesome. Ty, Blake, thank you. Really appreciate your time. So that's a wrap up on this episode of the TAE Aerospace Ipswich Jets vlog, proudly brought to you with thanks to the Ipswich Jets Leagues Club. As we said, a big thanks to Ty and to Blake for sharing their insights as we gear up to an exciting Host Plus Cup season. And this is just the beginning. As I said at the start, this will be a regular segment where we'll review and preview all of the Host Plus Cup games throughout the year, featuring different personalities from across the game, players, coaches, experts, and some special guests. So stay tuned, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time as we bring you all things Ipswich Jets.